Good evening, everyone. Hello.
Hi, Manjari. Good evening.
Hi. Okay. I was just checking if you can hear me. Okay, great.
Hi.
We will start at 8:45 because I had requested everyone to be here by 8:45.
Yeah, sure, that's fine.
Good evening, everyone. We'll wait for 3 more minutes and then we'll start with today's session. Okay. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So how was everybody's week last week?
It was good, at least for me. How was yours?
Good to know. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, we had a tragedy at home in the sense we
Oh.
lost a relative, but yeah, other than that, it was a
I'm
good.
sorry.
Yeah, yeah, a distant relative and actually bedridden. So I would say it was uh, a blessing that
Oh, sure. Yeah.
yes, absolutely.
How long the class will be? Around 1 hour?
Yes, round about 1 hour, maybe
Yeah.
even lesser. Yeah.
Thanks.
So I think we have waited enough and we can start. So yeah, just 1 more minute to go, but we'll just talk trivia before we dive into the lecture today. So as you can see, everybody can see my screen.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it is the topic for today is astrology and its application to this modern world. So before we see the application of astrology in the modern world, today we are going to learn more about, or rather reintroduce ourselves to the solar system. So can anybody tell me, I'm going to ask a few questions, very basic questions. If you can't answer also, it's not a big deal. Can anybody tell me how many planets do we have in our solar system?
9.
Close.
8 now, right?
Yes, absolutely right. So earlier it was 9. Pluto also was considered a planet, but now it is no longer considered a planet and it is a dwarf planet. So dwarf body. So 8 is the right answer. Right. So, sorry. Sorry. You can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Okay. Next question I would like to ask is, which is the fastest planet? Fastest in terms of speed of revolution.
Mercury. Mercury.
Correct. Yes, absolutely right. Mercury. Which is the red planet?
Mars.
Venus. Venus.
Mars.
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 Yes, yes, Mars. Correct. Absolutely right. Now, which is the twin planet for Earth?
Mars. Moon. Planet. Is it Venus?
Yes, absolutely
Venus,
right.
yes.
Venus is a twin planet for Earth. Yes, they are very similar in structure and size. So Venus is the twin planet, right? Which is the largest planet in the solar system?
Jupiter.
Perfect. Yes. Which planet has rings around it?
Jupiter.
Saturn.
Sorry,
Right.
Saturn.
Saturn and
Jupiter.
Uranus.
Jupiter.
yes, Uranus. Yes. And also to an extent Neptune, but we can't really see it. Yes. Fantastic. So how was the trivia? Today
Oh,
we are
lovely.
going to dive a bit deeper into the solar system because as we will go further in our curriculum, we will learn about planets, their characteristics, and the implication of those on us. So to understand the planet itself, its physicality, the physical characteristics of the planet, helps us understand its character when it comes to astrological part of it. So you yourself will correlate it as and when you learn it. So yeah, so let's begin. Okay, and one more question. So what makes up, how would you, in the sense of percentage, how much percentage would sun take up in our solar system in terms of volume and even weight?
50?
10%?
No,
It's very far, no? It's very far, so it percentage will be very less, isn't it?
no. It's
No, it
far,
also.
but it doesn't mean it is small,
And it has
But
the most
in,
energy also.
right?
so in terms of size, in
Size,
respect
yes,
to planet,
yes.
so
The
then it
mass.
is bigger.
In terms of mass, yes. In terms
Oh.
of mass.
It is maybe times of Earth, some 80, 90 times of Earth.
So it is 99.98% in mass.
Of Earth. Okay.
Of so if you consider the entire solar system is 100%, 99.9 is comprised of sun.
Oh, okay.
And only 1% is the planet and the asteroids and the comets and everything else.
Okay.
Yes, so that is the distribution. So that is the magnanimity of sun. Yes, so taking that cue, we'll jump to the first star. So sun is a star. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. So yeah, even before this, just a brief this more description on the solar system. So the first 4 planets, if you see, that is the Mercury. Yeah. Okay. So can anybody name the sequence of planets?
Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, um,
Jupiter,
Right?
Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune.
Neptune, Uranus.
Oh, Neptune.
Yeah, Uranus, Neptune. So we in our school times, we used to say, my very educated mother just showed us 9 planets, because tab hamare waqt pe Pluto was considered a planet. So
अभी तो recently क्या है?
yes, absolutely. So so abhi ke zamane mein, my very educated mother just showed us noodles or served us noodles. ऐसा mnemonic है, तो हमारे वक्त पे my very educated mother just showed us 9 planets. So M, E, M, so that is how it is. So the first letter of that every word is the planet. So,
Mnemonic.
yes, it's the mnemonic, correct. So yeah, so coming to the other more details of the solar system per se. So the first 4 planets, जैसे कि हमने देखा है कि Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars, these are the rocky planets. So they have a rocky terrain and the composition is rocky. And then we have an asteroid belt. And after that, we have the Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. These are the gaseous planets. So even though they are large size-wise, but the mass-wise, the density-wise, these are lighter than these planets, the rocky ones. Yeah. Yeah, that is one information. So I think the other informations I'll tell you as and when we go ahead. Yeah. So as you're very well aware, the sun is a star, right? It's not a planet or it's not anything else. It is a star, and it is a hot glowing ball of gas, and it is the brightest star in the sky. So and it is the closest star to us. Okay. And if you see, like I said, 99.98% of the mass is sun. So if you see 330,000 Earth can, match the mass of the sun. इतने Earths होने चाहिए to match the mass of the sun. Or it will take around 1.3 million Earths to fill the sun in its volume. That is how big sun is, you know. And it is, of course, composed of hydrogen and helium. And almost, like I said, 99% of the mass of the solar system is comprised of sun. So Sol in Latin, sun was also called as Sol. Rather, sun was called Sol in Latin. So that's why the solar system is based on that. And it is also called as Helios. So when I spoke last time about heliocentric and geocentric phenomenon, so pehle people thought that Earth was the center of the system, solar system, and that all planets, and it was fixed. But then it was proven wrong, and then it came to be known as heliocentric, where the sun became the center of the solar system, and that all planets were revolving and rotating around it. Is this clear? Is my pace too fast?
No, it's okay.
It's
Able to
okay.
follow.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you. And I apologize if I sound very primary level, because this is very basic information which I'm given. And it's
It's like revision.
sorry.
It's like revision. It's okay.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. So if you see, because we call sun as a star, it has a life cycle. And right now, sun is at this point. So it is around 4.5 billion years in age. And slowly, it will diminish and become a dwarf in 14 billion years. So this is where we are at. And slowly, the intensity of sun will increase in billions of years, yeah, of course. So this is the life cycle of sun. Yeah. Now coming to Mercury. Mercury is the closest in the solar system to the sun, and it has extremes of temperature. It is both hot and cold. So if it is hot, it can go up to 800 degrees Fahrenheit. If it is cold, it can go up to minus 290 degrees Fahrenheit. And like you all have rightly answered, it is the fastest planet, zipping around the Earth in just 88 Earth days. So 1 year for Mercury is 88 days, Earth days. And the size of Mercury is a little more than 1/3 of the Earth, width of the Earth. And 1 year for Mercury, 1 day, Earth day in Mercury is 59 Earth days. So it spins
59?
very Earth days. So it takes 59 days for it to rotate around its axis. And it takes
That's very slow.
88 days. Yeah, it takes 88 Earth days to revolve around the sun. Yeah. So
Yeah.
revolution around
I'm
the
sorry,
sun.
could you just go back to the math, what you just did, please, if you don't mind?
Yes. Which one?
The 88 or the
Yes,
Mercury
yes,
thing?
I'll tell you. So there are
Okay.
two movements of planet, right? One is around its own axis, which is the rotation. And one is around the sun, which is the revolution. Right? So
Yeah.
when I say 1 day on Earth, it's the rotation of Earth around its axis. And when I say 1 year on Earth, it means 365 days for the Earth to revolve around the sun. So when it comes to Mercury, if you compare it to Earth days, that is 1 day is 24 hours. If you compare it to Earth days, Mercury takes 88 days to revolve around sun, one entire revolution. So यहाँ से शुरू हो गया और यहाँ तक खत्म करने के लिए 88 days. लेकिन उसी Mercury को to rotate around its own axis, this one rotation, it takes 59 days. It is so slow. Whereas Earth will rotate in 24 hours. You got my point? Because
Yeah.
1 day is 24 hours.
So it will be burning on one side whole time when it is rotating around sun.
That's why one side will be very hot and the other will be very cold. So
Cold,
that is how
yeah.
it is. Yes, that is why it has both the temperatures, extremes, both the extremes.
Extreme temperature.
Yes. The other characteristic is that it does not have any moons or rings on it. And like I said, it is a rocky planet. It has rocky mantle and a solid crust. And it is the second densest planet after Earth. So the surface of the Mercury also, it resembles the Earth's moon. It is scarred by many impact craters resulting from the collisions of the meteoroids and comets. So even this photo, this image, which is, so these all images and this entire information I have gathered from NASA's website. And this particularly is from the children's section because I feel this is enough for us to know. I mean, we are not diving deep into astronomy. So this image is the actual image of Mercury from the NASA website. And it is the smallest planet, like everybody knows. So this is about Mercury. Coming next. So now this concept of, we have to remember that one revolution takes, it's the fastest. So these traits, you know, fastest and all, you keep in mind because when you talk about Mercury in astrology, you might correlate some of these features to the traits in human beings. Yeah. Yeah. Coming next. Next is Venus. Now, Venus is a twin planet to Earth. It is very similar in structure and size to the Earth. And it spins also slowly. And a very unique feature of Venus is it spins in opposite direction of most of the planets. So if all the planets are rotating clockwise, Venus will rotate anti-clockwise. That is the peculiarity of Venus. It's the only planet that does that. And then if you come to see, it has very thick atmosphere and therefore it traps a lot of heat and therefore it is the hottest planet. Now, we correlate Mars. Mars has a red color, but Mars is not the hottest planet. Venus is the hottest planet. And if you see, the name Venus also is come from the ancient Roman goddess of love and beauty. So it is very feminine, you know, the planet itself. So one day, that is rotation of Venus around its axis will take 243 Earth days. Means 243 days it takes to rotate around its axis. And for it to revolve around the sun, it takes 225 days. Means it takes lesser number of days to complete one revolution around the sun and more number of days to complete one rotation around its axis. This is also something unique. And
243 is rotation
yes.
and revolution is 225.
Yes,
Oh.
yes. And Venus also doesn't have any moons or rings. And like I said, the peculiarity of Venus is that it rotates in the opposite direction as compared to any other planet. So if all the planets are rotating at in a clockwise direction, it will rotate in an anti-clockwise direction. That is the peculiarity of Venus. So we are not going to go into very depths of each. This is just a brush up of the planets. And these are all real images from NASA website. Yeah. Coming to our darling Earth. It is because of Earth.
All these are important points because these will help in correlating for our astrology.
Yes.
Only those points we are covering.
To an extent. Yes. The peculiarities, basically. Yeah. Very true. Coming to Earth. Now, that is what? So one of our mentors from earlier batches, Mr. Venkatraman, actually, I have referred his presentation for making this presentation. And he himself, I mean, he was telling in his class that if we get a gift from someone, getting a gift only and not knowing from whom it is and knowing from whom it is makes a lot of difference. Because the actual value of the gift is attached to the person who is giving it. The real emotions come out only when we know the person well. So that is why knowing the planets for what they are helps us understand its correlation astrologically. So that is why we are going into just the tip of
Nature, characters.
Yes. So coming to Earth, yes, this is where we live and grateful to God for having this planet. And we are 70% of our surface is water. It is also, Earth is also a terrestrial planet and a rocky planet, like I had told earlier. And one day on Earth is slightly less than 24 hours. So one rotation of Earth around its axis is 24 hours. That is what we call as one day. And 1 year is the revolution of Earth around Sun, which is around 365.25 days. Right? So Earth's, of course, we know the composition of Earth's atmosphere, nitrogen, oxygen, and that's why we can breathe and we are alive and we are grateful that we are learning this. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Next. Now coming to Mars. Now Mars is a red planet, but it's not a hot planet. Hottest is Venus. Mars is a cold desert world. It's half the size of Earth. So Venus is twin size of Earth and Mars is almost half the size of Earth. And it's sometimes called as a red planet because of the rusty iron in the ground. So it's the iron composition in the mineral composition in the sand or the dust that makes it appear red. Now, 1 day in Mars is very similar to Earth, which is less than 24.6 hours. 1 day is a rotation around its axis. It is, a little longer than a day on Earth. And 1 year in Mars is 687 Earth days, which is almost twice. 687 days it takes for it to revolve around the sun. Now, Mars has got 2 moons. And they are Phobos and Deimos. I don't know the meanings and not the significance, but this is the information. And like Earth, Mars also has seasons. It has polar ice caps and it has volcanoes, canyons, and it also has the weather like how we have. So it has very thin atmosphere and it is made up of carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and argon. So this is the basic thing about Mars. Yes, it appears fiery red because of the composition of the ground. Now, after Mars, there is an asteroid belt that separates the later planets, which are all gigantic because they're all gaseous. So they may appear big, but they're not dense or heavy as the first 4 planets. So Jupiter is the biggest in our solar system. It is a gas giant and it is made mostly of hydrogen and helium, and it has very thick atmosphere. And it also has rings, but they're very hard to see. So Jupiter, 1 day in Jupiter takes just 10 hours. Means 1 rotation of Jupiter around its axis takes only 10 hours, Earth hours. But 1 year takes 11.8 Earth years. It takes 11 years for it to revolve around the sun. And Jupiter has
11 years, 7.8.
11.8 Earth years. Yes. 11.8 Earth years it takes for Jupiter to revolve around the sun. You got my point?
Yeah.
But the rotation is less. It's only 10 hours because it's not a dense planet. It rotates faster. Just 10 hours, you will have 1 day. You got my point? Whereas on Earth, it is 24 hours of rotation around its axis. In Jupiter, it is only 10 hours. But the revolution around the sun is more because of the
Large eclipse.
yes.
The
Orbit. Yes.
Orbit.
Yes. Right.
So is it safe to say because Jupiter takes that long to rotate around the sun, the results that Jupiter gives also are slow? Is it safe to say that? Yeah.
Slow or longer?
Longer.
So if you say dasha, if there is a dasha that is, Jupiter is transiting your Rashi or something like that, it will take longer. Its effects last longer. Similar to, similarly. Sorry?
Because the path is huge. Orbit is large.
Yes. So it will last longer amount of time in that particular Rashi. Yes. Clear. It is clear, right? What I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Next is Saturn. Saturn is also a gas giant, just like Jupiter, and it also is made up of mostly hydrogen and helium. And it has thick atmosphere, and it has 7 main rings around it, which are beautifully seen. Now, 1 day on Saturn is 10.7 hours, slightly more than Jupiter takes 10 hours. Saturn will take 10.7 hours to rotate around its axis. Whereas it will take 29 Earth years to revolve around sun. So approximately, the calculation is, I think, 2.25 years per Rashi. It takes, in the sense, every 30 degree. For every 30 degrees, it takes 2.25 years to transit. 29 years. Anyways, I'll explain it to you when the time is right. And it has 145 moons. Yeah. So this is about Saturn. Not much into the depth of it. Now Uranus. Uranus is unique. Why? Because, of course, now the two planets that we are going to talk about, that is Uranus and Neptune, we really don't count them astrologically. They're not that significant because of the amount of distance that they have, one, and two, the number of years it takes to complete one revolution. So what is unique about Uranus? Now, if the planets, other planets rotate around a vertical axis, this planet, Uranus, will rotate around its horizontal axis. In the sense, it will rotate like this. If these other planets rotate vertically like this, Uranus will rotate like this. You got it? Can you see my demonstration?
A little higher up, please.
Can you see now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if other planets rotate like this around their axis, Uranus will rotate like this. Like this. If other planets rotate like this, Uranus will rotate like this. Is it clear? It rotates sideways. See this picture. It will rotate like this. Is it clear? It's not very confusing, is it?
No, got it.
Yeah, okay, great. So Uranus also has a set of 13 rings and it is an ice giant. Now the color it has blue because of the composition of methane. It has methane, hydrogen, helium, and it is primarily the methane that gives it the blue color. It is an ice giant, similar to Neptune. Neptune also is an ice giant. And it is made up of flowing icy material and it has a solid core. Now, Uranus spins the opposite direction as Earth and most other planets. Opposite, not really opposite, you can say, but almost vertically this way. And it is the only planet that spins on its side. Both are there. So it spins on its side. Now, Uranus, one day in Uranus takes only 17 hours. But 1 year, that is one revolution of Uranus around the sun, takes 84 years. I mean, they have jokingly said it will take, so it is a long time to cut a birthday cake. Agar ek saal will take 1 year, will take 84 years. So it's almost a lifetime of a human being, more than.
No astrological significance.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Because of the distance and we don't count Uranus. Uranus, Neptune are the two planets we don't consider. Yeah. But this is just because it is part of the solar system, I am telling. And it has 27 known moons. Similarly, Neptune. Neptune is also a gas giant and icy cold. It is dark, cold, and very windy. And it is the last planet in our solar system. It is 30 times far away from the sun as Earth is. And its atmosphere is also the same. And the methane gas is what gives Neptune its blue color, very similar to Uranus. And it has 6 rings, but they are not really very visible. And 1 day in Neptune takes 16 hours, whereas 1 year will take 165 years. So what is unique about planets that are beyond the asteroid belt is that the rotation around its own axis is fast. It's faster than Earth because of their gaseous content. But the revolution around the sun is the longest in years. So Uranus, Jupiter will take 11.8 years. Saturn a little further will take 29 years. After Saturn, Uranus will take 84 years, and then Neptune will take 165 years to revolve around sun. So that is unique about, the planets that are gaseous and that are beyond the asteroid belt. Is this picture clear in the mind about the solar system?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this was just a snippet. I mean, it's not even the depth of depths, it's just the superficial surface, but it's a good overview for you to understand the planets and their characteristics, because that will help you astrologically. Yeah. Okay. Just a moment. I have made notes. I'll just refer to them. Anybody has any questions? No, covered everything. Okay. Anybody has any questions for till now that we have learned? I hope you're not feeling lost. I mean, I'm trying to get as much structure as possible for the lectures, but if you have any inputs or if you have any suggestions, I'm open to that. You can please write it on WhatsApp.
We'll get the recordings, no, ma'am?
Yes, absolutely. I've recorded every session.
Can note this down, because
Yes,
it's very.
and I'll be sharing the presentation with you as well. Yes. Right. So, yeah, that brings us to next topic, that is zodiac belt. What is your understanding of zodiac belt? What is your understanding of zodiac belt? Anybody?
The area occupied by all the planets and their orbits.
No. No.
My son is here. This is Vasu. My son is also listening to this and he wants to answer it.
Sure, definitely. Why not?
Zodiac belt is the circle of all the 12 rashis.
Fantastic. Excellent. Very nice. I think we have a youngest member and very intelligent, very nice.
He's 8 years old.
Yes, very impressive. That's why I'm very impressed. I can make out from his voice. So we have a youngest member, very interested. Fantastic. What's your good name?
Yeah.
Sorry?
Durya.
Okay, nice. Nice. Thank you. Thank you for chipping in and helping others, really. So yes, he is absolutely right. Zodiac belt, as the name suggests, is a belt. It's actually not, it's an imaginary belt. In the sense, it is an imaginary plane where you will find all the rashis. That is all the constellations. Okay, we have the nakshatras, the constellations, and the brightest amongst these are the zodiac signs, right? So we can trace them and we get some figures, that we call them as rashis or rashis, the 12 rashis. So can anybody tell me the names of the 12 rashis that we know?
Mesha, Vrishabha,
Right.
Mithuna,
Correct.
Kataka,
Yes.
Simha, Kanya,
Yes.
Tula, Vrishika,
Right.
Dhanur,
Right.
Makara, Kumbha, Meena.
Perfect. Yes, these are the Sanskrit names. Correct. Anybody in English?
Gemini, Aries, Capricorn, Libra, Pisces, Virgo,
Scorpio.
Taurus,
Absolutely not in order, but perfect.
Scorpio,
Yes. Perfect.
Sagittarius, and Cancer.
Yes. So if you see it in order, it would be Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, then Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn,
Aquarius,
Aquarius,
Pisces.
and Pisces. Right. Perfect. Yeah. So we'll dive deep into the zodiac belt and the zodiac signs in the next lecture, because today I covered planets in depth. Next lecture, we'll talk more about the zodiacs and the classifications of the zodiac signs and all of that. And more about the zodiac belt also. So this was just a teaser, and maybe for you to do your homework a little bit more, you can read up about the zodiac belt. Yeah. Okay, fantastic. Coming to the actual lecture, that is the application of astrology in modern day, right? So, what are the attributes of human well-being? The various attributes of human well-being, as rightly shown in the presentation. One is the biology or the hereditary factors, right? So we say that I've inherited something. Inherited in the sense, I've got it from my mother or I've got it from my father. Maybe my health, my my characteristics, my traits, the biology, me as a person. I've got something from my parents, my grandparents, my great-great-grandparents. So this is a biology, the hereditary factors, they are all responsible, or they attribute to my well-being, right? So like good health, we can also inherit bad health, like certain mutations in the genes which come through families, So that is one of the attributes. The other attribute which is in our hands is a lifestyle, something that we can modify, something that we can, have it in such a way where we can have a good health or a bad health. So our lifestyle attributes to most of our lifestyle related diseases. So our well-being is directly related to our lifestyle. The other is political. Now, when we say political, what does it mean? It means maybe the unrest, the political unrest or the warfare, things that are in few people's hands, the politicians, the head of states. So if they bring about unrest or they take some decisions that affect the nation in its entirety, that we are seeing right now in Palestine, Gaza, Israel. So those political decisions can also attribute to one's well-being. The other is environmental, which also to an extent we are responsible. That is the emission of carbon dioxide. So the greenhouse gases increasing, temperature rising, increased incidences of earthquakes or forest fires or pollution. So all these environmental factors, which are partly man-related and partly we have no control over, also attribute to our well-being. And of course, we have the socio-economic and cultural things, where we are born, in what class we are born, which kind of family we have, what background we have. That also attributes to our well-being. So these are all the factors that we know of, that are observable and that we can pinpoint and say, yeah, this is the reason why I am so and so, or this is the reason why I could be so and so. But then there are some unknown factors. Unknown factors, we can call them divine providence, we can call them karma. It could be our past karma, in this janma's karma. That is if you believe in past life and the life that you have in the future. And of course, our stars, that is the planetary positions. So these are some of the unknown factors. Sometimes we say it's luck, it's coincidence, it's God's grace. Or we also say it must be your karma. It must be your doing, your past doing. So these are the, sorry. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Okay. So these are the some of the factors that are really unknown to us. We cannot really pinpoint and say that, they have attributed to our well-being. But now through astrology, I think we will learn more about stars. So hopefully we can, to some extent, not completely attribute, but understand why we are what we are. Yeah. So like my last class, sir always says that astrology is not futurology or predictology. We are not going to tell you what your future is. We're not either going to predict what your future is. Your future is completely dependent in your hands. What actions you take today will determine what your future is. If you don't take any actions, also will determine what your future is. So it cannot tell you what is in store, but it can definitely help you guide. It will guide you to do certain things a certain way, and for you to understand what you are. So our the main motto, I can say, of this, these kind of classes is to help you get the tool for introspection, to help you see yourself better. Sometimes we ourselves don't know why we behave in certain way. Like if we are one brother and one sister. For example, I have a younger sister. She's very street smart. She's very bold. She's very, she has a very unique personality. And I'm exactly opposite. I'm timid. I'm introvert. I will not talk to people. I have changed now over a period of time. But then that's what you think. We are two sisters, but we are so different in nature. So what could be the reasons? So yes, so I think astrology helps us understand what we are, why we are. So these astral charts help us in our interpretation, and they act as a guiding tool for us to help us strengthen our strong points and maybe comprehend or understand our weaknesses if we have any.
And also it gives us some sort of contentment
Indeed, indeed, definitely. I would agree with you because I have
Because we know our limitations,
yes,
right?
yes,
So
yes,
based on that, definitely see every individual will have lot of desires. The desires may not fructify.
yes,
In that case, what will happen? Depression.
yes.
Person goes into depression. But once we start learning this and understand what we are, definitely it will give us 100% contentment.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, sir. Absolutely. Yes. Very well said. I totally agree with you. Yes. So, yeah, coming next. So what is astrology? Then sir has given a very nice definition. It is an art. It is an art and it is a science. It is both.
It is actually a super science.
Super science. Absolutely. So many years ago, thousands of years ago, without the tools that we have today, that
Yeah.
we seem to have today, they have studied it and scripted it. And we are just trying to bare minimum scratch the surface. So it is, I don't know whether we have progressed or we have digressed over the years. But I agree, sir. It is super science and it is an art and it involves maths like with astronomy. It is a permutation combination because we'll understand as we learn further, how certain planets are friends, certain planets are enemies, certain planets are neutral to each other. So how they influence each other. So it's a permutation combination. It's calculation and analysis, and whatever results we make out of it, and the interpretation of those results. So this is all. This is a very nice, very briefly, what astrology is what sir has given.
And it is also the toughest subject. You can learn physics, chemistry, mathematics, any other subject.
Yes.
But this subject is one of the toughest, very, very difficult.
Very true. I agree. And it needs a lot of intuition also.
Yes.
Lot of intuition. In the sense,
Yes.
you must have a sense of discipline in your life to actually
Yeah.
practice astrology. If you don't have that discipline, that intuitive power that you need, because it's not as straightforward as it seems. It's not +2 and -1 is equal to +1. No, it is so much in between the lines. It's not like reading something and just getting the meaning. You have to read between the lines. You have to sometimes break it, dissect it into so many parts and analyze. Yes, I completely agree with you, sir. Yes. So when it comes to application, sir, Kinney sir has said that it can be used for personality building. So how does it help? It helps in character mapping. That is, you understand what you are. It helps us understand our traits and attributes. It helps us, get key skills and talents if we are maybe blessed because of our planetary positions to have certain skill sets and talents, which we didn't know we had. And of course, it helps us understand our own strengths and weaknesses, like sir said. Yes, contentment is the best gift I think astrology can give because we know what our limits are. So, and if we know that we can go beyond limit or not. So that is all these things attribute to our personality. So astrology helps us understand or build our personality. So that is one of the applications. Medical astrology is also one branch where, there is evidence-based studies have proven that certain planetary positions and its state can tell us about, risk factors for cardiovascular diseases, for malignancies, for traumatic propensities, for fertility issues, and medically fit childless couples. So that is, which is a very rampant problem, I think, in today's world, not, being able to bear children. And so they can also give advice on family planning. So medical astrology is a offshoot of the main astrology, and it is evidence based. So Dr. Kinney has really studied so many astral charts, and he has his own presentations on how certain position of the sun. For an example, if your sun is in Tura Rashi, it is debilitated, and it can mean that you are predisposed to cardiovascular issues. It cannot tell you the intensity, but it will definitely tell you that yes, you are predisposed to cardiovascular issues. Like that, there are many planetary positions, and that can tell you the medical aspects or the medical side effects, in the sense the risk factors, the medical issues associated with their particular positioning. I won't go into depths of it because this we are going to learn as and when we go ahead.
What is that propensity? Traumatic, what do you mean by propensity?
Traumatic propensity is a probability, sir.
Probability.
Of getting into accidents or breaking your bones, or
Okay. Okay.
yeah, because that also you can say.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, so HRM, that is, I think it is human resource management. Of course, I think it will be a big boon to the HRs to know whom they are hiring. And of course, it's exaggerated. I don't think HRs will be looking at kundalis and hiring. But yeah, so basically it helps us understand the human nature towards work, of course, their productivity, what they can bring to the table, their strength in specific field, their suitability for particular occupations. Yes, that also. And I have myself witnessed one. So yeah, particular Rashi, Lagna Rashis are predisposed to healing powers and all of that. And they tend to be doctors. And Sir himself, Dr. Kinney himself, is a Karka Kanya. Kadaka Kanya. And my friend, she's a pediatric hemato-oncologist. She is also Kadaka Kanya. Sorry, Kadaka Lagna. Did I say Kanya?
Kataka.
Kadaka, yes. Kataka Lagna Rashi. That was her Lagna Rashi, not the moon. So there are different Rashis, and as and when you learn, you yourself will understand. And I've already prepared all your charts, so we can use them now for the next classes. So basically, it helps us, do objective assessment of ourselves. Why you are you? Why am I? I mean, what makes me me? So my characteristics, my traits, my attributes, my skills and talents, my strengths and weaknesses, and current affairs, in the sense, how my time is now because of the planetary positions, and recommendations, what you should and what you should not do. That is also some guidance that we get. So this is an objective assessment of our own self or someone else. So yes, that brings us to the end of the lecture. So these are the applications, the applications of astrology in the medical, in today's world, modern world. I hope you have understood today's lecture. I know
Yes,
it
ma'am.
was, yes,
Yes,
I
yes.
know, I know it was
Yes, madam.
yes, thank you very much. I was very stressed and worried ki whether I'll be able to do justice to this wonderful batch. I hope I am delivering at least a bit to your expectation. Of course, the
Way
first.
about.
Thank
You
you.
don't need to worry, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am. This is my first time to take. I mean, I've never taught anyone in my life, and though I have always dreamt of being a teacher, but I never got the opportunity. It was Kinney sir who.
You're doing a fabulous job.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you very much. And yeah, so the first 4 lectures, like I said, they're very basic, and just the introduction. From the 5th, 6th lecture, the 5th, 6th week itself, it will get more and more interesting. And you wouldn't want to leave your your own charts or your friend's chart. And at every opportunity, you would want to ask somebody, "Are aapka date of birth, time of birth, or place of birth bataiye?" And I do suggest that you start having your own database, because that helps us. So when I say that, I recommend that you start from your inner circle, because you know those people better. So you will be able to correlate when we talk about certain planets in certain positions, or certain planet in certain houses. So start with your core inner circle, your husband, your children, your parents, or your sisters, brothers, whoever they are, because you know them your entire life. So you will be able to correlate faster and better. So if you have a good database with you, you will learn faster, is what I feel.
So it's okay. I can download their charts also into Astro Sage and say.
Absolutely. I have on my Astro Sage all my friends, my mothers, my fathers, everybody's charts I have. You can do it. You can do it. Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely, you can do it. And I recommend you do that. So that so when you study, you can study 2-3 charts at a time. You will get different scenarios in one go.
Okay.
That is the reason why I am recommending this. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll
Yes.
do that.
Yes, yes, yes. So thank you, everyone. I will share this recorded
Thank you,
lecture maybe in half an hour or maybe tomorrow at the most. And of course, the presentation PPT format also I will share.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank
Before we leave, next week is going to be your birthday. So advance birthday wish for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
The homework is we just prepare something for our zodiac belt.
Zodiac belt. Yeah. Just
Just read through that.
more about Zodiac belt. Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. At
Yes.
least to learn in order. Better to learn in order.
Yes, yes. 100%. Better to learn in order. Aries to Pisces. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Any language is fine.
Any language. Both. We recommend you learn both. That is in Sanskrit as well as in English.
Both are same order.
Both the same order. Yeah, yeah. So
Okay.
Aries will be Mesha, and so on and so forth till Meena. That is Pisces.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So we just need to by heart this 12-12
Yes, yes.
in order.
In order, yes. Don't worry. Don't stress yourself about by hearting it. I assure you, we'll hammer it so many times, you will never forget it in 1 year. So
Okay.
every day we'll be talking about this Rashi, that Rashi. So you will remember the order. It will be
Okay.
nice if you know it. If you don't know it, don't stress about it. You will
We
learn
can
it.
always put a cheat paper in front of us. It's
Yes,
okay.
absolutely. See, nobody has told you to learn everything by heart. You can always have all your printouts ready just to refer them. So
Yeah.
first you will have to do that way only. So once with examples, when you learn something, it will
Yeah.
stay
You'll remember it.
longer in your mind. It will stay,
Fine.
it will stay forever, I feel. So
Yeah.
that is why no, don't worry at all. Every presentation will be
No,
shared.
no, I'm not worried. I've already created the cheat sheet. Don't worry.
Oh, okay, fantastic. You're a very, very, very,
Head of solutions.
yes, yes. Ma'am, are you the same chess champion?
No, no, no. Chess champion is my friend.
Okay, she's a friend.
I'm
Okay.
not a chess
But
champion.
still,
She couldn't
likewise.
attend the class today. Yeah.
Okay, 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 okay,
She's
ma'am.
my friend. Yeah.
Okay, yes, good to know. Okay, so everybody, thank you very much for accommodating us, and yeah,
Can we have the final PDF file of all the
yes,
basic
yes,
participants birth charts?
yes, yes. I will share that also.
Okay,
I have made a presentation.
okay,
It's in presentation format where I've written the name of individual participant and their astral chart below. So
okay,
yeah, I will share the presentation with you all. Yes, I'll do that.
fine. Okay, okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great night and a great day.
Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Manjira ma'am.
Bye. Yeah.
Bye.